Hello and welcome to Lecture 4 on memory. So now we're going to talk about flashbulb memories. These are memories that seem so vivid and so clear that we can picture them as if they were a snapshot of a moment in time in our mind's eye. They're so clear that we feel like we're actually watching, we're looking at a picture of it or watching a video of the event unfold. Flashbulb memories are often of very specific images or details surrounding vivid, rare, or significant personal events. And the strong emotional response that accompanies a flashbulb memory may modulate that memory's strength and affect that memory's accuracy. The emotional intensity of a flashbulb memory can either strengthen the accuracy of that memory or make the memory more vulnerable to distortion. Flashbulb memories involve very distinctive and unusual information. We don't create flashbulb memories of just your typical event. Flashbulb memories are things that were kind of markers in time of our life. Weddings, deaths, anniversaries, when you had your first kiss, what happened when you went to Germany on this, and you went here. We only create flashbulb memories about things that are especially meaningful and typically meaningful to us as an individual. We become very confident about our accuracy of such memories. But sometimes the more confident we are about a memory, the less accurate we are. And this seems to be a very human thing. Whenever we feel really confident about something, we're typically less accurate. So it's kind of like the more accurate you feel, the more you should question yourself. I don't know if I should take it that far, but we tend to feel that flashbulb memories are crystal clear. They are absolutely accurate. Not usually, but they may be less inaccurate than other types of memories. The emotional intensity of the memory can fog up our recall of the event. On the other hand, the emotional intensity of the memory can actually enhance how well we encode that memory. So sometimes we're actually more accurate with our flashbulb memories compared to other personal memories. But other times we are less accurate with our flashbulb memories than we are of the rest of our regular life memories. But one of the characterizations with flashbulb memories is that we always feel very confident about the accuracy of our flashbulb memory. Now, the more time that passes, the more we misremember the event. Every time you access a memory, you change that memory. When I first heard that, I was fascinated by that idea. That every time I access a memory, I change that memory. Just the process of remembering it changes it. Often I'm like, what the hell is truth then? And then I have to remind myself, I'm not a philosopher, I'm a psychologist. And then we start talking about, science stuff again. The passage of time can cause us to misremember the event more. And then the misremembered memory becomes the new memory we're convinced we're accurate about. And time can alter the accuracy of all memories, especially if they're memories that we don't use frequently. Source attribution. When we're encoding memory, one of the things we use as a retrieval cue is the source of the memory. So there's what's called source misattribution. Where the memory comes from becomes a retrieval cue. If we misattribute the source, that just trips us up with the whole memory. And so source misattribution the process of source attribution, can trip us up when it comes to remembering people, events, and declarative facts. There's something called cryptomnesia, where a person thinks he or she has come up with a new idea but has only retrieved a memory. Memory is so dynamically flawed. It's so vulnerable. Memory is especially relevant to our legal system. Decades of research has been showing and continues to show that people are really bad eyewitnesses. Not intentionally, we're just really bad at it. And in the legal system, that's a problem. When we are asked to identify, so let's say we witness a car accident and the person that caused the accident hit and ran. It's not uncommon for us to misremember a big part of that event. Now, when we're witnessing an event and it's an issue of, so-and-so caused this, we're more likely to make errors when we're trying to identify someone who's not of our race. For some reason, racial differences are a issue when it comes to memory, when it comes to memory accuracy. And that's a nightmare in the legal system. So William Jackson was wrongly convicted and served 5 years in prison. He was found guilty based on the testimony of 2 eyewitnesses. I was reading a story the other day of a man who had been exonerated after 20 years. We know that humans are very bad eyewitnesses. So, let's say you're called in to be an eyewitness and give testimony at a trial for the car accident you witnessed, the hit and run. And 2 other people are eyewitnesses as well. And all 3 of you take the stand and, answer all the questions. But all 3 of you remember a different event. You had significant differences in your recall of the event. Who was lying? Nobody. We just all encode things differently. What our mind can attend to varies from person to person. What I pay attention to in an event is very different than what my mom pays attention to in an event, especially because she's untreated elderly woman with ADHD. But I digress. Usually people try to be really good eyewitnesses. They want to help. But we are notoriously bad at being eyewitnesses. Stress and emotional intensity also skews our memory. So stress hormones like cortisol and intense emotion can negatively impact how we encode memory. This emotional intensity focuses our attention on very specific aspects of an event. We're horrible at multitasking. We can only pay attention to a limited amount of information at any one time. Emotional intensity makes it harder to focus on a big picture. And so we see what we see, and that comes in the cost of a complete memory. There's an issue of suggestibility, which is the development of biased memories when people are provided with misleading information. Some people are highly suggestible and some are not. I'm not. So when it comes to hypnosis, not everyone can be hypnotized. It has to do with your level of suggestibility. And for those of us who are really low on suggestibility, we can't be hypnotized. I've tried it for stress relief. Couldn't do it. I tried twice. Couldn't do it. Just started laughing in the middle of the second session. suggestibility can lead to misinformation, and that distorts memory. So suggesting that you experienced something, you are more likely to remember that you actually experienced that event. And I have a video for you to watch. It's in the next lecture, though, but we're almost there. So it is very easy to create false memories. The more suggestible you are, the easier it is to create false memories with. And so just saying that you experienced something makes you doubt your memory, and so you start searching your memory, and then you think you come up with something that might fit, and it's just a big old mess. The more suggestible you are, the more vulnerable your memory is. Eyewitness confidence is high, which makes eyewitnesses so convincing, whether they are right or wrong. So your textbook gives a couple good examples of suggestibility and altering memory. So I'll have you take a look at that. Okay, that's the end of lecture 7.4, and we will do our last lecture, 7.5, next.